When you're looking for ways to add more storage in a room, you might only be considering the floor. The problem with that is that floor space runs out. After all, it's needed for actual furniture too. But stuff can't just float around if it's not on the floor. Or can it? Wall storage is a great way to fill up blank walls and get the storage you need. 19. There's nothing worse than opening up your jewelry box to find that all your necklaces have gotten tangled together and you have to spend hours trying to untangle the mess. A corkboard jewelry organizer is the best DIY solution for that. You can easily hang one of these up with command strips or nails if you want. Add pins and hang all your necklaces on the wall. This way there's no risk of unexpected tangles and they'll be easily accessible without taking up any space on the floor. 18. Regular shelves are great for adding storage to your blank wall, but they're just that, regular. You can easily update the look by getting floor-to-ceiling shelves instead. These not only work as a piece of furniture that adds interest to the room, but they also give you at least 3 or 4 more shelves compared to a regular bookshelf. 17. If you've got lots of empty wall space in the entryway of your home, it's usually taken up by mounds of shoes just lying around, waiting for you to trip on them. An easy fix for that is using the wall as an entryway nook. All it takes is a little bench and a few hooks on the wall. Add a few baskets or a shoe rack under the bench for clean shoe storage, and you have a proper place to store everything, using a wall that was otherwise being wasted. 16. For the musically gifted, sometimes it's really hard to figure out where to safely store your instruments without having to hide them away in a closet. One solution for this is to get instrument hangers and hang them up on the wall. This way they'll be stored in a safe place while also functioning as pretty decor pieces when they're not in use. A 2-for-1 deal. 15. Almost everyone has their washer and dryer next to each other in the laundry room, surrounded by 4 blank walls. Use that empty space by adding a few floating shelves and store your detergent and other laundry essentials there to have them in reach at all times. 14. Reading is a habit that will last through all generations, no matter how much we can do on the internet. Decide on a blank wall in your room. Add overhead shelving of your choice and put a storage bench underneath to create your own little DIY reading nook in no time. You can easily store all your books right on the wall and have a dedicated place to do all your reading and homework. 13. While we're on the topic of books, if you own so many books that a reading nook is not enough, you can kick it up a notch by setting up your own tiny library in your home. Get a shelf with a matching ladder and store all your books and decor there. You'll not only have a place for each of your books, but it'll also look really nice. Way nicer than a blank wall. 12. Riding a bicycle is one of the healthiest ways to travel, but anyone who's ever owned one knows what a pain they can be to store. Since they're so easily stolen, you kind of have to put them somewhere inside your home. Instead of just parking it in your entryway, put up a bicycle mount on the wall and hang it up instead. 11. If you're someone who sews, you'll know how hard it is to keep all the threads and scraps in one place without having to store everything away mid-project. A fold-up desk with storage is a great thing to have on your wall because it not only stores the table itself, but also comes with storage, so you can keep all your spools of thread and other essentials you might need. When you're done, simply fold the table up to save space. 10. If you've got a blank wall in your kid's room, use it to store their books. A floating shelf might be your first thought, but those can be bulky considering most children's books are usually pretty thin and would just get lost on a floating shelf. Instead, get book ledges. These are super thin and barely protrude from the walls. This makes them perfect for storing children's books, and you won't have to worry about any of your kids accidentally running into a shelf. Safe and functional. 9. Hats are one of those things that seem to not fit anywhere. If you put them in a closet, they'll either take up all the space or get all crumpled up and deformed. An easy fix is to create somewhat of a hat wall. Hang an actual hat rack or simply use some tiny nails to hang your hats on these. It'll create a little hat gallery that stores all your hats and looks nice too. 8. files and letters can be the necessary clutter that you need to have on hand, but also need to put away somewhere. Instead of just letting them sit on your table or desk, put up a wall-mounted filing cabinet. You can easily store all of your files, letters, and other essentials in these without dedicating any extra floor space to them. 7. Spices can take up a lot of cabinet space, but since they're something you'll usually want to be able to see all the time, why not take them out and create a spice wall on any of the blank walls in your kitchen? Spice racks are easily available online and in stores, and similar to book ledges, they don't take up a lot of space, and they store all your spices in one place. 6. Cleaning supplies need to be kept all in one place for easy access when you're ready to do some cleaning. Most of the time, people just throw all the supplies in a basket, and they get all mixed up together. But a better way to store them is to set up a cleaning supplies wall. Mount shelves, hooks, and racks and store everything there. You'll have a much easier time cleaning if all the supplies are organized and ready to use. 5. Art supplies can take up a lot of space. A great way to minimize that is to move them all up onto the wall. Mount ledge racks and roll holders on the wall and store all of your art supplies on them. Add a simple desk underneath, and you'll have an art nook without having to fill up baskets or an entire desk with supplies. 4. If you've got a wall you want to hang pictures on, but still want to be able to use it for storage, you can easily mount a shelf close to the ceiling that can store your books, collectibles, or anything else you want out of the way. The way you set it up will determine whether it ends up being a totally hidden away storage solution or one that showcases some of your favorite things. 3. If you're one of those people who can never have enough closet space, you're probably always looking for a solution other than lots of storage bins. A great way to display your clothes is to pick a blank wall and make it into an open closet. Put up all the shelves, racks, and rods you need, and have the wall hold all of your things. This can be a lifesaver if you live in a house with tiny closets or no closets at all. 2. Crown molding barely takes up any space, which is great for people who want to put their shoes on display without using a traditional shelf. Just stick these on your wall and hang your heels from the molding. If the molding matches your wall perfectly, your shoes will look like they're floating in the air, when it's really just some clever wall storage. 1. A pegboard wall is something that's recently become super popular, and for good reason. They're perfect for any type of wall storage. Almost everything on our list today can be mounted on a pegboard, along with pretty much anything else you can think of. They're incredibly versatile, and you can do anything you want with them, which is why this idea is at the top of our list. If you need the maximum storage humanly possible, you could even incorporate all of these ideas in different places throughout your house. Your storage options aren't ever as limited as you might think, as long as you have lots of wall space. Just remember, anytime you seem to be running out of floor space, look up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.